Then I see the younger generations coming in there with their laptop and their backpack, and there's not much else. We've had some time now with this data over the last couple of years, understanding how people are moving around the site and their duration on
Okay.
site, the amount of days. And now what we're trying to do is evolve our design guidelines. The square foot per person overall, I don't think is going to really change that much, but the individual footprint, how long they're actually at their desk, I think is changing. This is that generational balance I'm trying to figure out. If I look at somebody who's been at the company 30 years, they have an office that's full, floor to ceiling in their office, full of books and binders and things like that, right? Then I see the younger generations coming in there with their laptop and their backpack, and there's not much else. We're looking at now how our individual task-oriented spaces being utilized and then adding in the spaces that create what we're trying to achieve, right? So when you are in the
Right.
office, whether it's for your coffee badge, for your one meeting, or 6 hours and you wanna do some heads down work, we're providing that environment for you so that you have that variation in what you need to do while you're at the office. So that's where I think as a company, we are looking at, maybe a smaller individual footprint, more collaborative and amenity spaces that appeal to our teams, that encourage them to be together and make them want to be in the office. We do not track badge data out. We only track it in. That's why, having sensors is very important to us in understanding, how long people are staying. The square foot per person, I don't think you're going to see that change too much because I think you're going to see other spaces either grow or change, right? So also we're also seeing not the absolute need for lots of
Yeah.
very large conference rooms. We're seeing more of a desire for, medium conference rooms and privacy rooms and smaller meeting rooms, right? Smaller group meeting rooms. So this is where the evolution is starting to occur, the types of spaces that make up a various workplace environment and how long people are utilizing those spaces kind of determines how we plan for them
Yeah.
appropriately. And then sprinkled in with
Yeah.
some generational variances, and things like that that we have to accommodate for. And I think it's interesting that the long durations for North America and Europe, so when people are going in, they're likely to go in maybe a few days less, but longer, right? And then the other
Yeah.
groups are spreading it out and also making maybe a medium duration, but over 5 days, right? So
Yeah.
it's really interesting. That's the kind of data that I find very interesting to see if that has staying power.